It's now time to step forth Khan's digital world. The mastermind behind this programming is the world-famous, the world-renowned Dr. Badrul Khan. I have known Dr. Khan for past many decades, and I must say, personally speaking, this gentleman is a genius. His publications, his books, his lectures, his consultations, and his keynote speeches have created quite a stir in the world. We are fortunate to grace him here on the sets of Chitramala. Today, Dr. Khan's guests are two entrepreneurs well known in the digital world. They are good-looking and very friendly, Mr. Maroof Ahmed and Mr. Mehfooz Ahmed. They are the mastermind behind Disys.
Welcome to Khan's Digital World. I'm Badrul Khan. In this show, we talked about always issues which are very relevant to digital world. When I say digital world, we are physically living in a physical world, but around us, all the things that we do, we create a new world called digital world. In this digital world, in my show, I talk about e-education, e-learning, cybersecurity, e-commerce. We talk about issues. But today is most interesting thing that I'm going to be introducing to our audience, because with me, I have leaders. These are the young leaders that I have who have pioneered, championed entrepreneurship in the digital world. Let me introduce you to these two young men. On my left is Maroof Ahmed. He is the president of Disys, which is Digital Intelligence Systems. On my right is Maroof Ahmed. He is the CEO of Digital Intelligence System. Let me tell you folks, in this show, I'm very interested in talking about different issues in digital world. But I'm very proud today because three of us, we are Bangladeshi American, meaning that we were born in Bangladesh, we came to this country, we went to school. I don't know about myself, but these two individuals, they can be a role model for our new generation, for Americans, and for citizens of the digital world. Having said that, let me talk about what they have done that we should be listening to them and their accomplishment. So before I start asking this question, I'm sure you will be inquiring about what they do and what they have done. So we'll give you some information about them later on. But before I start the show, I must say two things. I'm wearing a tie which was gifted to me by my college friend. His name is Shaukat Mustafa. He's an additional secretary at the Ministry of Telecommunication and the Bangladesh government. And then I also want to recognize my book has been translated into 17 different languages and more are on the way. But this book in Bangla is being published and printed in Bangladesh. However, with the association of the Prime Minister's office in Bangladesh. So I'm very happy that around me, all we have here are Bangladeshi American. Thank you. All right, let me ask you, let me go with, first of all, with Maroof. Welcome, Maroof. So how you feel then when you come to this country, when going to school, and you're going to end up working in a company? And so how did you get started with the idea of entrepreneurship? And I will ask the same question to Mahfouz, that how did you get started? Because you built a very good company and a prestigious one. So who's going to start?
I can start, sir. Thank you, Mr. Khan. It's great that you call me young. Good to hear that. It's a privilege to be here.
Thank you.
So we have, I think, a classic immigrant story where we came here with one semester's tuition, and we had to work really hard. I really didn't get to use the college scene of partying and all that sort of thing. We worked full-time during the semester when it was going on, and then we took full credits. We actually took 17 credits because 12 to 17 credits were free. in George Mason. So we knew the value of working hard, and we know that we wanted to make something big in US. Our families are well established in Bangladesh, and we wanted to make them proud. So when we came here, we really worked hard, and just working a 9-to-5 job was not something that we wanted to do. We wanted to do something bigger. So that's how I think it started. You know, we had the dream, we had the desire to do better than just a job, and it went from there.
Very good. Well said, Maruf. So let's go to Mahfouz. He's the younger one. And so how did you get started with this idea? I know you started working in a company, and then from there you wanted to be your own, on your own. And please go ahead.
Sure. Again, thank you, Badrul Bhai. So in my case, I actually had the privilege of having an older brother that I could follow. Maruf Bhaiya actually started working at Mobile Oil Corporation. And when he was being promoted, his then boss asked him that, do you have somebody like yourself? And he said, I have my brother, who better? And so I got the job, complete nepotism, because of him. And when we started, at that time, in 1993, 1994 timeframe, if you remember, people were moving from mainframes to mid-range systems, Unix boxes, which were HP, Sun Solaris, AIX. And I was doing the fault-tolerant system, because as people moved in from these really stable systems to these smaller machines that didn't realize it, that those smaller machines crashed. So I was tasked with building systems that will not crash, or if the one box crashes, it can transfer to the second machine. And as we were doing it, and in the IT world, you know, people are mobile. People stay at a job for 2-3 years, then they move on. So a lot of the colleagues that we worked with moved to different companies. And as they moved to different companies, as Maruf said, one of the things we did is we worked really, really hard. So our reputation preceded us, and people called us to do projects for them. So initially we started off doing projects, moonlighting. So we were working like 15, 16 hours a day. And when the load of the work was so high that we really couldn't do it ourselves, we then started hiring others to do the work for us. And this was a part-time gig. So from 1994 to 2000, we were really doing it on a part-time basis until the company's revenue hit about $5 million. And once it hit that, then both of us decided that it's time to do it full-time maybe. So you know, part of it is luck, part of it is hard work, part of it is being the right place at the right time, but most of it is being industrious and making sure that whatever we did it to the best of our ability. And that's what got us more and more business.
Well, that's wonderful. I mean, so Maruf, do you like your life now?
I love my life. It's a great thing to be working with my brother, and this is the first show that I'm actually doing with him. We have done different shows, so thank you for getting us together.
I'm very happy to both of you together.
Look, I mean, he's my only brother that's here, and usually you don't get a chance to work in a business and do well with your own family members, and the fact that I'm able to do so, I feel myself very privileged and very grateful for that.
So how is Disys doing now?
So we are about 300 million in revenue. We have 19 offices in US, 7 outside, about 3,200 employees total worldwide. Biggest office outside of US is in Brazil. We have about 600 people there. We have people in Hungary, we have people in Switzerland, we have people in Singapore, Thailand, India. Unfortunately, we still don't have people in Bangladesh, and that's something we're going to be working on.
Well, you're from Bangladesh, so it makes sense. Yeah, in future, maybe I really am very happy that you should be role model for new generation of Americans, because this is all possible. You may not have that opportunities in other countries because the policy encourages entrepreneurship, empower entrepreneurship, and you were there. You had a hard working mentality, you had the motivation, you had the goal. So all got together, and that's why you are here today. Now, for what exactly the digital intelligence systems company do, you are a digital recruiting agent and employment purposes and staffing?
Yeah, so mainly we do IT services for large companies, Fortune 500 generally. And that's the reason that we needed an international presence, because these companies have international footprint. Where we specialize in is in infrastructure support services for them and in application maintenance and upgrades. So we provide people to, say, an ExxonMobil Corporation, Wells Fargo Bank, American Express, where they have either custom-built software or COTS software, but that needs maintenance and upgrade. Generally, you're going to have somebody like an Accenture or IBM come in and do the initial implementation, and then you're going to call someone like us to come in and maintain it. And Maruf, anything else to add?
Well, I mean, the next wave that's coming in right now is automation. So we have invested in a practice for an automation where we'll have basically digital robots do some of the work. This is really a next evolution of the test script that used to be there. We have had a good QA practice before, but the next level of it is automating some of that stuff. So I think that in the next few years, you're going to see more and more automation work come. So first it was inshore work, then it went offshore. I think a lot of those works are going to come back in an automation manner, and Disys is in the forefront of it.
So how competitive is the world of staffing, recruiting?
So the staffing industry is very competitive. If you're just doing plain vanilla staff augmentation, in probably 5 square miles, you're going to have 50 agencies who can do it. Barrier to entry is not high. And part of the reason that we got into the business was that the barrier to entry was low. If you think of 2 immigrants coming in with not much funding, I mean, we really funded it from our basement with our credit cards. If it was a high capital intensive project, we wouldn't be able to do it. But as we got into it and deeper into it, we made sure we did things to differentiate ourselves. As Maruf said, that we are getting into the true blue side of the digital intelligence. It's artificial intelligence combination with robotic process automation. And we believe that as you have seen the industrial revolution and you saw automation there, in the next decade, you're going to see the revolution in the services industry, where a lot of repetitive work that currently you do with lower cost labor, it's simply going to get automated. And you're going to have automated bots that's going to do that work rather than individuals.
Oh, that's very interesting. The world we're thinking now, we are living in a digital world. Things we don't see. I have the money in the bank, I don't see them. Now my another guest will be talking about Bitcoin, where the encrypted digital currency. So it's very interesting. So this part of the time I have, this is the first time in my show to talk to the guest in Bangla, which is my mother tongue. So forgive me for speaking in Bangla, but we will have some title there, what you said. Acha, Bangla language. প্রথমে আমি সবাইকে জানাচ্ছি অনেক ধন্যবাদ আমাদের অনুষ্ঠানে অংশগ্রহণ করার জন্য। আমার পাশে যে দুজন ব্যক্তি বসে আছেন, প্রথমত হচ্ছে মারুফ, তারপর হচ্ছে মাহফুজ। এরাও দুজন কিন্তু এই বাংলাদেশ থেকে এসে এখানে আমার মতোই অনেক কাজকর্ম করে কলেজে লেখাপড়া শেষ করে একটা প্রতিষ্ঠান করেছে, যার জন্য আমি খুবই প্রাউড। I feel like that they're part of me because I went through the same thing. So এখন আমি ওনাদেরকে কিছু কথা জিজ্ঞেস করব। সো এই যে এখানে আসছেন আমেরিকাতে, এসে বাংলাদেশ সম্পর্কে কিছু ভাবেন?
অফকোর্স বাংলাদেশ সম্পর্কে আমি খুবই ভাবি। বাংলাদেশে আমি মাঝে মধ্যে যাই। হোপফুলি আমাদের নেক্সট ভেঞ্চার আমরা বাংলাদেশে করার চেষ্টা করব, some training program or something like that, but I do.
Very good. So মাহফুজ, বাংলাদেশে তো তোমার যাওয়া বোধহয় 5 বছর আগে একবার গেছো।
জি, 5 বছর আগে।
এবং কেমন বাংলাদেশ সম্পর্কে কিছু বলো, বাংলায় কিছু বলো।
বাংলাদেশের প্রোগ্রেস it's amazing. এখন আমরা আগে যখন ছিলাম ব্রডব্যান্ড স্পিড খারাপ ছিল, এখন যখন যাচ্ছি আমরা বাংলাদেশ I think is far ahead. আর আমাদের actually we have thought about বাংলাদেশে গিয়ে কিছু করার কথা, and আমাদের মেইন যেটা অসুবিধা ছিল আগে যে পলিটিক্যাল স্টেবিলিটি, বাট এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে যে পলিটিক্যাল স্টেবিলিটি খুবই ভালো এবং লোকে বাংলাদেশের সম্পর্কে অনেক হাই ওপিনিয়ন রাখে। সো আমরা চাই যে আমাদের নেক্সট ভেঞ্চার, নেক্সট ওপেনিং যেখানে হবে, ইনশাআল্লাহ বাংলাদেশে হবে। আর আই থিঙ্ক ঢাকার ঠিক বাইরে কোনো একটা আইটি পার্ক হচ্ছে। তো আমাদের ইচ্ছা যে আমরা ওখানে কিছু একটা করার চেষ্টা করব।
এটা খুবই একটা আনন্দের ব্যাপার যে আমাদের পাশে বসে দুই ব্যক্তি যিনি আছেন, এনারা বাংলাদেশ সম্পর্কে ভাবেন, বাংলাদেশে কিছু করবেন। Folks, so let me get back to the language that we use. So what we talked about is that since they're from Bangladesh, they want to do something in Bangladesh. But most interesting thing for me here is these two individuals, they should serve as a role model for our future generation, for my sons, for my neighbors, for all Americans. That's all I have for here today. I will see you with another episode of Digital World with new leaders in the field. Thank you for watching.